Hit it, boys! Fins up, everybody. It's the Margaritaville Podcast, Gypsies in the Palace Edition, and we are sitting in a historic spot. I can't even tell you how cool the studio is today, this makeshift studio we have. We are in Chicago, Illinois, in Wrigleyville, underneath the center right field wall, in a little security room here at Wrigley Field, because it is show day today. I try not to do podcasts on a show day, but we haven't had a chance to get together to actually really do one with the boys while we've been in Chicago. We've been busy working and playing, but hey, now's the best time to do this anyway, so here we go. First of all, let's thank our sponsors, LandShark Lager, Let's Beach. We got plenty of LandShark here backstage for the pre-show party. Over 400 people going to the License to Chill Lounge tonight. It's going to be pretty wild. And we want to thank Margaritaville Hotel in Key West, Florida. I'm going to need a vacation after this show, so maybe I'll go there. I don't know. So with me today is Hallie Hare from Security. Hallie, what's up, buddy?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. And Charleston Miles, head of security. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Hakey?
And we got Joey Robinson, part of the Margaritaville family. He heads up Margaritaville University. Correct, Joey?
Correct, with Jared.
With Jared, who's not here right now because he's busy in the production office getting his ass kicked today. What else do you want to say about you, Joey?
I don't know. Fins up. Thanks for having me.
No, hey, you're welcome. First podcast here for Joey. All right. We're going to get to Chicago, but real quick, Detroit, DTE Music Center.
Known as Pine Knob.
Known as Pine Knob. Great crowd for a Tuesday night. The one thing I want to mention to it, and I don't want to just glance over this Detroit show, because we had 2 great days off in Rochester, had a blast. Before the show, in the set list, our video producer, Stan Kellum, saw they were going to do Back Where I Come From. And when they do Back Where I Come From, they like to do a video montage of the town and the area. And so Stan's getting ready, and he's like, gosh, you know, there are Michigan fans and there's Michigan State fans. How are we going to do this, you know? And you got to, and so he goes, he was telling me and Lars, he said, listen, the key to doing that, when you got 2 universities that are both going to be represented by the fans of the show, you got to put the video footage of them right next to each other so they don't have time to boo. And so I went out there to watch how he was going to do it. It was really cool, the build-up. And then, of course, you know, they had Glenn Fry, Bob Seger on the big wall. They had Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe. Crowd's going nuts. And then all of a sudden I see him get into, there's like a shot of University of Michigan football, and the crowd's like, yeah. Yep. There's like a slight boo. I hear a slight boo. And then it goes right to Michigan State, and it went nuts. It went nuts. And then after the show, I pulled aside 2 people who are U of M fans. They're Michigan fans. I go, hey, I think State beat you. And they go, State fans beat us tonight. They beat us tonight. The crowd. Did you guys notice that out in the crowd?
That was cool.
Yeah.
I looked up, and I was trying to figure out what they were doing.
Yeah, because you can't see all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. And then, like, you can hear, though, when the crowd goes from yay to it was crazy.
When they went to the Spartans, it
was crazy.
Spartans.
Yeah. That was a good call.
Spartan won this round.
They did. It was fun. It was just nice to see from the video standpoint of a tour, like, okay, that's how you keep the booing to a minimum,
exactly.
Put them right back to back.
That's a good call on that.
They can't really argue about who got more time or who got the larger shouts, but State fans were noticeably louder.
And we spotted someone in the crowd at Pine Knob.
Okay, who'd you see?
Stan Gundy, the basketball coach.
You kidding me?
The head coach, and we actually send a guitar pick out to him. He was out there giving it up big time.
No kidding.
Yep.
Because there's a lot. The people that run the Palace run that
venue.
Oh, really?
So I'm sure, you know.
He had his white hat on, bib picked up in the front.
Shades on.
And him and his wife, and they were partying.
Stan Van Gundy was out.
Security came in with a big entourage, and we were looking, and I looked, the guy said, that's the head coach coming in and giving it up.
And they didn't show the Pistons on the screen.
You're right. They didn't do any Pistons.
On that song. Ooh. And I was like, uh-oh.
I got a Michigander here. So right now, folks, we're in, like I said, we're under the bleachers. And we're in a small security room down from a bullpen room that's underground. And we're actually in the security room where they have the cage. We'll take a picture of this where they put the drunk people. If you're an unruly crowd person, this is the drunk tank. It's like it looks like a cage you drop when you're looking for sharks off the back of a boat, but it's right here with us. And they got black pipe and drape around it. So I don't know. But I thought they give us the drunk tank to work out. Why did I bring that up? What was I going to? Oh yeah, we got a Michigander in here. So Lars is working on the pre-roll for the live broadcast for the Wrigley Field show. There's a really cool national anthem clip we got of Jimmy from 1984 singing before the game, Cubs versus the Astros national championship, the NCLS 1984, in honor of Steve Goodman, who passed away from cancer that year. And Steve Goodman's the guy who first brought Jimmy to his Cubs games here when he was in town. Wow. Anyway, so we got a fellow Michigander in here, a buddy of ours, Scott Miller, who is really good when it comes to getting the Wi-Fi going for special events like this. Scott, do you think Michigan people at the show were kind of pissed off? No Piston? Or are Pistons not doing so well? What's going on?
I didn't notice. I don't know if anyone noticed.
You were on the crowd, though, right? All right, so he didn't notice, so we're okay. All right, good to know. And then afterwards, huge downpour, crazy downpour. We had some cousins at the show, and they sent us some pictures in from the parking lot. They said people were swimming to their cars, right, Lars?
Wow.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll pull it up.
Okay, so they was it waist deep, like out in the parking lot?
You know, like when the iPhones, you can take the new photo, but there's like a little movement.
Yes.
You see this like little head, and then it pops up, like the guy was sitting
Wow.
underwater in the parking lot. So nasty.
Nice.
Oh well, it was crazy, and there was thunder, there was lightning, and it happened right when the show got done. So, fortunately, we got to do the whole show and everything. He's looking up the water stuff, and nothing against Detroit, but we got to move on to Wrigley because Charleston Halley have got to be out of here in about the next 10-15 minutes because the band's going to be on their way, and they're getting here early at Wrigley. Why? Is it because of traffic or what, Charleston?
Traffic. We got so much going on, and Hagee just said it. Wrigley Field. We can't use profanity, but what the fudge? Shut the front door. This is the Super Bowl. This is Snake. What, the World Series? Game 7 in the NBA. This was
all
what
in
kind
one.
of.
It's
This is
all in
what
one.
kind
It
of
really is,
energy's
man.
around here
It's
right
all in
now.
one.
The history,
Incredible.
The history of this, and I don't know if Joey knows this. We'll get him in on this soon, but Jimmy Buffett was the first artist to ever play Wrigley Field.
Yes.
And a big part of that came from Jay Blunk, who used to be with the Cubs, now vice president of the Chicago Blackhawks. You know, he's like, if there's one place that would love to have Jimmy, Wrigley Field in Wrigleyville, which is like the outdoor bar anyway.
Oh, my God.
You don't have to worry.
Was that the parking lot?
Are you looking at the parking lot now, the rain?
Right now.
Get out.
Look at him.
Goodness.
We'll post this. We'll post this. So that's the water. We're on the fly here, folks. What can I say? Let me see it just for the hell of it, real quick. I want to get back into this thing.
Yeah, this is a crazy day, guys.
The guy's
Wow,
excellent.
wow.
Okay, so back to Wrigley Field. So Jay Blunk worked for the Cubs for the longest time. He was getting Jimmy and the band to the Cubs shows throughout the mid to late 80s, early 90s, and on until he moved on with the Chicago Blackhawks. But during that time, Jimmy became a Cubs fan because of Steve Goodman. Jimmy was in town to do a club show one day. Steve's like, hey, before, these club shows at night, let's go to a Cubs game. Jimmy's like, okay. And they go sit out in the bleachers. And Jimmy says, I got drunk out there. And it's like, man, what a great way. I could get used to this, going to watch a baseball game, having some drinks, and then going to my own show. And he became a Cubs fan because of Steve Goodman. And so this whole thing came about, this is the artist we want in the summertime, and to kick off the first show ever, and that was 2005. Mm-hmm. Went off without a hitch, 2 shows, and it happened to be during the weekend of the Katrina hurricane. And that one night, Jimmy wanted to do something special, and I think it was dedicated to the people of New Orleans because we didn't know how bad it was at the time. He wanted to play the last song acoustic in the seats he sat in the bleachers with Steve Goodman for the first time, and he did that. So that's why Jimmy was out there.
Wow.
I think he's saying, "Good morning, America, how are you?"
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool, real touching. So, but during the show, that weekend show, because it was a day show and a night show. Remember that?
Yes.
And they filmed a DVD about it. Jimmy, jokingly, said, "All right, we'll be back to Wrigley when they win the World Series." So leading up to this now, since Jimmy's played a number of bands, they do a lot of shows out here now. But, and leading
40
up to...
shows.
Yeah, and leading up to before the Cubs have won the World Series last year, Jim, it was pitched to Jimmy and even us, like, dude, that was so much fun, we should play it. He's like, we'll never have it so perfect like we had that weekend. 2 days in a row, beautiful weather. Why and this is what he said, why even try to recapture that? There's no way we can recapture that. But
I know.
2000 was it the championship?
Go Cubs, go!
2016 championships.
Yes.
Yep.
Last year, right?
They won it.
He's like, and I think right away he started getting calls from Jay
Call,
Blanc, Mike
call,
Mooney, our
yeah.
road manager. A few of us like, hey, he's in. He's like, and damn it, he stuck to his word. So we're here.
Right.
We're here for a show, and so that's the whole story, Joey.
And you've already played a show here in Chicago this year.
The first show ever in this building.
That was in
2005. That was the first show ever played in this stadium.
But didn't you play earlier this tour? You played in Chicago too?
No.
No. Last
First show
Are
in
you
Chicago
think-
this year.
No. No, our first show was in Charleston,
South Carolina.
Where the hell you been, Joey?
I don't know. You played House of Blues last year.
Yes, but are you thinking of that show because you were so drunk and you partied your ass off?
Could be.
I think
Could
that's
be.
what it is. He's still
Oh,
going
he
back
got
to the
hit
House
in the head
of
with
Blues
some
show,
tennis
which was a
balls.
great show.
He's
tennis
not playing.
rackets don't
He's
hit
not
him in
playing tennis as much.
But check
now.
this out. So the last time he played here at 2005, it was about 33,000 people.
Right.
Since then, they've added 10,000 seats to the stadium with some of the new stuff they've
Whoa.
done. And so we've got over 42,000 people
Sold
here today
out.
sold out. Wow.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
We got Tom Boyder in here taking pictures or filming. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Some crazy
Paparazzi.
thing. Yeah, paparazzi Boyder. Like
Security,
I said
get
before,
him out of here.
okay, what are we looking at? So we got some special stuff lined up. No one is going to hear this until after the show.
Nice.
So the unique thing we can talk about right now, if Tom doesn't film it, if this isn't going up now today. Okay, it's not going up today? No. Okay, cool. So we've been working on the World Series trophy getting here. And so I think it's going to be here. And going back, we got Huey Lewis in the News opening for us. Great band, great guys, so much fun. And Rick Sutcliffe, who is one of the most famous pitchers from the 80s era of the Cubs.
I know Rick.
Huge Huey Lewis fan, huge Buffett fan. He gets mistaken for being Mac McAnally at the airport. Coincidentally, Mac gets mistaken for being Rick Sutcliffe at the airport.
Wow.
And he's going to be here today. I think right after Changes in Latitudes is when Rick Sutcliffe is supposed to bring out the World Series trophy, and the crowd's just going to go crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Tremendous history with Jimmy and the band here at Wrigley Field.
So much stuff that Jimmy's done to prepare for this show. Guys, if you do not miss that opening, that's all I got to say about it. They've worked in a lot of thought. The whole show is going to be unbelievable.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is going to be nuts. Hey, what do you guys got to do now? And if you got any questions, Joey, please feel free to ask us. Because Joey not only works with us, but he's a big fan of the podcast.
I am.
So we got to have more fans sitting in with us. So if you got questions throughout this, throw them at us. My first question to you guys. Oh, it looks like Hallie's got a question.
Joey.
What?
Yeah.
About the Margaritaville institution, whatever.
Yeah, Margaritaville University.
An institution? They're not sending them to jail.
University. What's that about? I mean,
We finished out the year. We had over 250 college ambassadors across the country, Canada, and Puerto Rico. Their job is to represent the brand. So they had a lot of fun. We actually bring them out here. So they're going to be 5 ambassadors today at the show. They're going to be at the pre-show party and here to experience it. But they love it. It's a lot of fun. We're working on some gear for these kids. We were shocked. We had over 7,000 people apply for the program.
And how many spaces available?
We're upping it to about 250.
Jeez.
jeez.
Yeah.
You're growing.
Yeah.
Good God.
But 7,000.
7,000. So we were shocked at the amount of college kids out there that wanted to be part of the brand.
I'm going to say
Man,
that's like
that's nice.
3%. Is that 4% get in, right?
It's like Harvard, right?
Yeah.
If I'm doing the math, I got Scott Miller. You know the math. Tell me.
That's because some of us can't graduate. Just taking up spots.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but
cool.
they're not here to work today. They're here to have a good time, get
They're
rewarded.
here to have fun.
All right. Plus, you notice look at Joey's new LandShark T-shirt.
That's
How
it.
awesome is
Wow.
that?
New LandShark line
How do we get those?
came out this summer. I got one.
Really?
Oh, you got one? How
got
many
2.
people you see here?
Yeah, 4, 5.
See what I can do. See what I can
So
Yeah.
one thing, rule number 1: when you come out with new swag to a tour, guys, you're gonna get orders. You got to
Right.
be careful about that,
that's
right?
Right.
Going into questions, I want to ask you guys. Now that this is a stadium show, this is like double the size of what we normally do. How's this different for you guys?
It's just a little bit different. We get more security guys come in. You know, we got to cover the whole space. It's a lot of space. And that's what the whole key about. The space is dangerous because anybody can sneak in anywhere. You know,
there's a lot more people with working, like there's way more steel workers. Like there's more people we don't recognize here because of the building operations, right?
And we use their credentials yesterday, like today is strictly our credentials. That's how we got more control on what's going on. It's a lot more people, but like me and Hallie, we discuss all the time. We try to keep that laid back attitude. It's just a bigger party in a bigger space, and we keep the same vibe to maintain it. Because a lot of people feed off of us, like they feed off of you, Hagee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're doing a club, sometimes the club gigs are more of a headache than this, and you know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
The rehearsal is, go ahead.
I told Jared today when he walked in here, I said, because this is his first stadium show as a production assistant.
That's right.
And I said, now, dude, just remember, the stage is the same side.
There you go.
Okay, production office, it's the
Relax.
same stuff.
Exactly.
It's just more people
There's
here.
more
It
people
reminds
to
me
do.
of that scene in Hoosiers. Remember when Gene Hackman, Hallie, you remember when the white guys beat the black guys in the basketball game?
I never
that
seen
never
that movie.
happened.
I never seen that movie.
that never
Time
happened.
out. I've never seen that. Lars,
If it did happen, it's a movie.
What's our friend name here?
Fiction.
Scott, hold up. Scott, check that statistic. That's
call
wrong.
that Hollywood.
Scott
That's
knows
what you call
that. Check
Hollywood.
that statistic, Scott.
Hollywood.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Not even in Hollywood.
So, but if you have the scene where he brings the guys into the to the big arena, right, where they're not used to playing, and he measures to where the free throw line is. He measures how high the basketball hoop is.
Yep.
I knew you watched it.
I watched it. It's a good movie.
Hallie puts that in his DVD collection under fantasy.
Fantasy.
Anyway, so it is just a lot more moving parts, a lot of more distance to run, but really at the end of the day,
It's a
you
show.
keep your composure, and it's still the same kind of show. And like Jay Blunt told me a few times today, he's like, remember, find moments to enjoy it. Get some pictures, because when we're 150 years old,
Looking back
retired
at it,
at the beach, you'd be like, you remember when we played Wrigley Field?
Wrigley
And this
Field.
is, again, such a cool part of it. I'm excited about it
This is
because
amazing.
this is, we don't have cathedrals in the United States. You've got Wrigley and Fenway at the end of the day. They tear down all the old historic stuff. So we're playing on, like, there are Cubs fans who would do anything just to touch the grass.
And we can leisurely walk as we want.
Yeah, it's just really cool. And
It's eerie. It's eerie.
Yeah.
Sitting in the bullpen production office yesterday, looking out through the ivy, you're like, whoa. I was not expecting this.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Have you been out and around, Joey? I haven't been out since we got here around 10:30 this morning. Is Wrigleyville starting to hop with the bars?
It is, and I was surprised. We did a lap around. There's a lot of people out there, but for some reason I was thinking tailgating, but it's all bars.
Yeah,
everyone here is in the bars. They're having fun. They've got their groups and all these different bars. It's a little different vibe out there. But
Well,
it's cool.
this area is great for that because most stadiums we play don't have parking. Like it's because of the
Fenway,
big
same way.
same way. So they're the old school great ballparks are surrounded by these bars, and it makes it great for like you don't have to bring you can't bring a grill, but like you don't have to bring anything. It's all here. It's like pre-gaming before a Cubs game.
Right.
And you imagine how this show will probably get done around 10:30, quarter to 11, right? And it's Saturday. These
night.
bars are going to be
They're not closing.
No, Sluggers, where Jimmy and the boys used to go do shots in the back freezer room and party there before Cubs games. And our road manager, Mike Mooney, to this day, that's his spot before the Cubs games. They're going to make, I don't know how much money these bars are going to make today, but
Cubby Bears, all of
They've
those
got
places.
LandShark.
yeah, Cubby Bear, yeah, exactly. I've seen all the Wrigleyville signs up. I've seen Margaritaville, Parrot Head, like parties going on all around here. It's going to be nuts. Joey, any questions off the top of your head?
Actually, question for Helen Charleston. Have you guys ever worked Wrigley before and any other event besides our shows?
Except for 2005, the
Jimmy.
show, that's it.
Okay,
Jimmy was the first event.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad the weather looks good. I was
Yes.
watching it all week.
80 degrees and sunny. You couldn't ask for anything better. I'm trying to think here. With what we've had to go through just yesterday, we had a setup day production-wise, which was good yesterday, even the evening before, because it takes a couple days to build a stage here.
Yeah.
And then it's going to stay here because James Taylor's going to play here Monday.
Wow.
Because it was All-Star break, and then the
Is it
Cubs
Bonnie
start out
Raitt?
away, so
Bonnie
they got
Raitt,
time
James
to
Taylor?
use the field and then repair it if need be. But it's crazy, all the new stuff, the video walls, and now they're building condos around here. It's kind of changed, with the whole brand of the team, and now that they've won. So
They upgraded
it's cool to see some of it, but I don't want to see all the charm go
Go away.
away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I've noticed the concession stands are a lot fancier down out here under the
And
bleachers.
it was all the experience of coming and experience. It's like going back in time in the old school.
Yeah, I was talking to ticketing though. They told me, like I said, what are bleacher seats used to be? Well, they're the ones, the tickets you want to get. You better wear sunscreen, but you can drink it out here. Normally it's kind of the cheaper ticket, but she goes like it varies with the game now with the bleachers out here. She said next weekend when they play the Cardinals, the rivalry, bleacher tickets are going for $150 a piece.
Oh man, that's good. That's $150 a
Cha-ching.
piece.
Yeah.
They have the bleachers on the roofs across the street.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they've got parties up there for the show tonight too.
Yeah, that's a money maker
Yeah.
for some of those buildings. Although I think the owners have bought some of those buildings now.
Yeah.
And
Smart.
yeah, and I think there may be some video walls strategically placed in some of the buildings.
Some
they
of the
may
places
not
that they
own.
want to
Yes.
compromise with the business, the offer they couldn't.
I tell
Welcome
ya.
to Chicago.
How about the
Chicago.
money?
Jay Blunk tried getting us a bunch of footage when Jimmy would do his things with the Cubs back in the 80s. He used to sing the 7th inning stretch up there with Harry Carey.
Carter.
I remember when Mark Grace, Ryan Sandberg, all those guys were big fans. Jay Blunk told me a great story where they wanted to get all the Cubs people to sing clips of Cheeseburger in Paradise. And Jay does this out of the goodness of his heart because he's a huge Buffett fan. So he goes up to Harry Carey and he's like, listen, got this guy, Jimmy Buffett. Oh, I've heard about him. Don't know his music. What's it like? Great guy, great guy. Well, we got this song, Cheeseburger in Paradise. What? Cheeseburger in Paradise. And he's like, okay, well, we want you to sing part of it. You and the guys, we're going to montage it. Okay, give me a cassette. So he gets the cassette, he takes it home. Apparently he doesn't listen to it. He gets back there and like, I didn't listen to it. And I think Jay said they gave it to him and they start playing it for him before the clip out on the field. And he's like, he starts stomping his foot. Hey, it's got a beat to it. and then they get him to, and I've seen the clip. I don't know where it is, but he's like, I like mine with lettuce and tomato. It goes in. So there's, again, so many cool. Like Jimmy would fly under the radar here into Cubs world. Jay said they used to give Jimmy the codes to all the doors, him and Mooney, and they would, if they needed to go anywhere within Wrigley Field during the game. Yeah. In fact, he first gave it to Mooney. When Mooney showed Jimmy was like, damn it, Mooney, they gave you the codes to Wrigley? Like they ruled roost here back in the day. But that was because when you guys were here, you spend a week in Chicago doing 3 or 4 shows, doing softball games, band versus the crew, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Who won?
Who would normally? Yeah. How do those games normally go?
We always win.
Hold on. You played for the band.
I played for the band.
That's right.
I was the leading pitcher.
You guys got roped into the band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not stupid.
We won all the games.
We won all
Jimmy's
the
not
games. The
stupid.
crew guys
You
always
guys
get mad.
Crew guys wouldn't even speak to us for like 2 weeks.
Because you rode with the crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of like, but nothing. If the
They
boss
hated
calls
it.
you for the team, what can you do?
I'm playing with the boss.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. The crew's not paying you.
Nope.
No, they don't sign your checks.
Let them be mad. They'll get over it.
We need to get back into that on our days off.
Yeah. Didn't you have a race here one day, Hallie?
Yes.
Can you go just real talk about this? Is a historic race in Chicago.
Yes.
Under the L.
Big race.
Under the L. This was like on pavement.
Yeah, $500 of my money.
Okay, against who?
Mike Ramos.
Okay, who at the time was Jimmy's assistant.
Yes,
And
trainer.
okay, yeah.
At the time, and everybody thought Mike Ramos was gonna beat me.
Because he was, and what was going on? Were they saying, oh, he's way faster because he was smaller?
Yes, and he's a race. The Congo player. What's his name?
Angel Quinones Jr.
He's a race him all the time and beat him. And oh, Ramos fast. So he ain't that fast, because he got them little stubby legs. And so everybody would say, oh, everybody put the money up, and we right before the softball game.
So band and crew is there.
Band and
witnesses
crew.
for this.
Witnesses. We had on tape and everything.
Okay.
And so we went 80 yards.
Okay, and why did you pick it?
Because I knew 40 yards, he's going to come out the blocks fast.
Okay. Because he's lighter than you.
Exactly.
Because how much did you weigh at the time?
I weighed about 245 at the time.
Jesus Christ. What did he weigh?
He weighed about, a buck 60, a buck 70.
Okay.
Something like that.
It's got to be more than 40 because he's going to be out of the... Okay.
Right.
So
And
you
then
say 80.
I said 100. And he said, no, I ain't doing 100. I ain't doing 100. And I said, let's go 80. He's like, we do 80. And so he came out the block fast.
Well, wait, hold on. Where did the money go?
The Keno.
Okay, so
Keno
Keno,
had
our
to
former
finish
production manager, you gave it to Keno. Okay, handed all, and Jimmy's there too.
Jimmy's there
How
too.
much money was given to Keno?
$500.
5 from you and 5 from Ramos.
It was 5 from my money, and it was 100 from each crew person
That's
that
betting
was
against-
betting against me.
Betting against you.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I took my money, all my per diem, and put it online. That's how confident I were.
Okay.
You know? And so then said no, we took off.
Who said go? Who does the?
Keno.
Okay, Keno.
Keno said go. Ramos took off about the first 20 yards. He had me by an inch. About 40 was side by side. 50, I was walking away. 60, I was walking away. And 80, my hamstring locked up on me. My hamstring locked up on me. And Ramos tried to dive across the line in the wind, and he scuffed himself up.
He on the road.
Yes.
So
Concrete.
but you had already passed.
My
you
chest,
won.
My chest already hit the rope.
What happened? What did the crowd say?
Everybody said, "Oh my God, I can't believe how fast you are." and at the time, I couldn't walk because my hamstring locked up. I hadn't ran like that since high school.
And what did Mike say to you?
And he get mad because Charleston was pumping it up.
Oh,
he was
shit.
riding Mike.
Yeah.
We went to eat after that, and he kept riding Mike as a Slim. He was.
Were you? Did you go turn into Don King? Like Hallie's the greatest. Or what, did you? Were you just going? I can see you doing that.
Just twisting the knife a little bit.
A little bit, weren't you? Well, you remember anything you said?
I said, Mike, how can you embarrass yourself like that? How can you put yourself out there I mean, you got to wear that the rest of your life. And he was just looking at me, man. I said,
He was so hot, he wouldn't even talk to me
He
for a
had
week.
tears in his eyes. Man.
Yeah.
That guy is a competitor, though.
Oh God.
Yep. No, he is.
But he, oh man, Jimmy even told me, "Boo, lighten up, boo."
Yeah.
We got some of the best road stories come from Chicago because even when I joined, we were doing 2 shows, and you get a few nights off. There's just great food, great drinking in this town,
Crowbar.
great people. Oh, Crowbar, that was.
And during our softball games, Amar Shaw and Jordan used to come out and watch it.
Michael Jordan and Ahmad Rashad used to come out and watch
Friends
your
of
games.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Quinn Butner
Quinn Buckner.
No kidding.
Yes.
sitting over there smoking their
Cigars.
stogies and watching Jimmy play and us play. It was just a different vibe. When we stayed at the Omni, Mike had a penthouse up there, always saw us and hung out with us. He was just...
Yep.
Jordan have you over? Were you guys walking to the gym one time and he pulled over in a car?
I was sitting in the lobby, and a guy named Dean, who used to work with us, he
Zanettos.
said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Michael Jordan told me and Hallie the way he's coming up." And he looked at me like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, right.
Elevator opened up, and Mike gets out. "Snake, Slim, what's up, baby?" And he couldn't believe it.
He couldn't believe it.
And he didn't know the guy told me Mike was coming up to sign autographs on that floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I just played it off and told him, "Yeah, Dean, he told me and Hallie to wait there." And he was like, "Okay, here we go." There,
Right.
But as soon as the door opened and Mike hugged us and was talking to us, he just couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Anything you're looking forward to today at Wrigley? What are you looking forward to?
A good time, man. A good time. You know?
I'm looking forward to, just like what Hakey said, it's even in life, people who's listening, struggles we go through. But when you have these small moments, don't be hung up about what you want to get, what you can't have, what you should have. Enjoy what's in your life right now. Take advantage of it and love every second of it, because this is a footprint in our heart that we all will carry away forever.
Yeah, and this is one of those shows where you're going to see Jimmy, I wouldn't say nervous, but really excited to get out there. And
Different animal today.
Every smile he has on stage is genuine, but this is a real testament. The fact that he was the first one here, he's come back to play here again. Steve Goodman, that whole history, and with being this sunny, we brought the beach to Wrigleyville today, and everyone, the whole entire crew, the Cubs organization, everyone's been amazing. Hey,
yeah, everybody's been above and beyond whatever we needed to comply with us.
Yeah,
I want to give them a big shout.
It's a happy show.
It's
Happy
a
show.
It's supposed to be a fun show. How about you, Joey?
event.
What are you looking forward to tonight?
No,
Because you're going to be, you got a seat. You're going to be watching the show.
yeah, thanks for the seat.
You're welcome.
Joy gonna be drinking some beers, huh?
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
He's wearing his sponsorship on his T-shirt here, LandShark. So
I
you
wear
better
my
be.
T-shirt too. Wear my T-shirt, there, man.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Okay, good. You better watching. Double X.
This is my first show of the year, though. So not only is it Wrigley, it's the first one I'm seeing, and for me, it's the people. I haven't seen the crowd and everything for a while, so I'm looking forward to that.
When you turn around, you see all the seats,
Yeah.
like just completely packed.
I
You
know.
know. How about you, Lars? I know you're kind of busy working on video there. Looking forward to anything in particular today?
Well, the show will be over before everyone hears this, but I think if it's true, if Jimmy's going to play a song up in the stands where he first saw
If he
Cubs
does it
game,
again,
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because if I got the opportunity to play a song in the same seats that I first saw the Cubs, it'd be like in my grandmother's house
yeah, I know.
on
Yeah.
WGN.
I know.
Man, like 7.5 probably.
Wow.
Yeah, Lars was a big Cubs fan growing
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's cool. That's all you got. You got WGN, the Chicago channel up north.
Ryan Sandberg. You got
Ryan
your picture
Sandberg,
with the
Andre
Ryan
Dawson,
Sandberg picture out there. Yeah.
Sean Dunston.
The Hawk.
Yep.
All those guys. Jody Davis, Rick Sutcliffe, Greg Maddox, Leon Durham. I'm trying to think all the guys to the mid to late 80s where it was big time, with the players they had. Anyway, I'm looking forward. I want to see sunshine and colorful people. Like when I walk out of Wrigleyville and it looks like it looks like a tropical resort. Just let everyone out for the day. Like Wrigleyville is just going to really take on that persona of Wrigley-Readaville, which is I can't wait to see. Folks, we don't have time to do any questions. Joey, thanks for joining us. We have to get back to work. Band's on the way, most likely.
Gotta go. You hear the sirens now.
Fins up from Wrigley-Readaville.